And leading South African opposition figure Julius Malema has called on President Cyril Ramaphosa to resign after the Constitutional Court ruled that Parliament had violated the Constitution by blocking moves to impeach him in 2022. The judgment, which came after a legal challenge by opposition parties, including Malema's economic freedom fighters, EF, could result in fresh impeachment proceedings.
President Donald Trump is the latest person to take a shot at the sky-high World Cup ticket prices, saying he would not pay $1,000 to watch the United States play against Paraguay on June 12 in Los Angeles. Trump said he was unaware of the prices football fans are being asked to pay to watch a group play match at the World Cup. United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement will not be seen at World Cup matches this summer, according to the co-chair of the Miami Host Committee. Rodney Barreto said on Thursday that he received reassurances from Secretary of State Marco Rubio that IC would steer clear of the World Football Showcase.
And Iran has said it is reviewing a United States peace proposal that seeks to end the war, even as the two sides exchanged fire in the Strait of Hormuz on Thursday. In a post on his Truth Social platform late on Thursday, US President Donald Trump called Iran's leadership lunatics and warned Tehran would face more severe military action if it did not quickly agree to a deal.
A new study from UC Davis Health found that people with anxiety disorders appear to have lower levels of choline, an essential nutrient linked to brain function. The study, published in Molecular Psychiatry, reviewed 25 datasets from 24 earlier studies, involving 370 people with anxiety disorders and 342 people without anxiety.
The Punjab government has approved the reconstruction of 4 Tehsil headquarters TQ hospitals in District Sargodha and released funds worth $1.25 billion following the continuous efforts and effective coordination of Deputy Commissioner Hussain Ahmed Raza Chaudhry. The Department of Health and Population Welfare Punjab has also issued a formal notification in this regard, said a handout issued here on Thursday.
And alleged drug-related incidents were reported in 58 universities and higher education institutions across Pakistan during 2025, with the total number of cases reaching 365, including 10 involving support staff. And the Express Tribune reported, citing official documents, Islamabad-based institutions recorded the largest number of cases at 153. Punjab followed with 130 cases, and while Sindh reported 75 and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa KP recorded 7 cases.
Bajar. A policeman was killed after being abducted by unidentified assailants in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa's Bajar district on Friday, officials said. The officials told Dawn that the police constable was abducted by unidentified armed men on Thursday in the Asil Targa area of Barang Tehsil while he was on the way to his post in Sindh Gara.
And Russia and Ukraine have accused each other of violating separate ceasefires declared by each side to cover the celebrations of the Soviet Union's victory over Nazi Germany. The Russian Defense Ministry reported more than 1,000 violations in the conflict zone, while Moscow's mayor said the city had been targeted by drones since the ceasefire began at midnight local time, 21 GMT Thursday.
On a Tokyo street corner in the pouring rain, a swelling crowd gathered with drenched placards and sodden flags. On one of them was written just 2 words in big, bold Japanese kanji characters: "No war." It's a sentiment that is gaining more and more volume in Japan, which is currently witnessing its largest anti-war protests in decades.
And Pope Leo XIV and US Secretary of State Marco Rubio met on Thursday during the latter's trip to Rome, with hopes of improving relations between the Vatican and Washington at a time when United States President Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked the pontiff. On Friday, Leo marks his first year leading the 1.4 billion member Catholic Church.
After slowing Russia's rate of advance over the past several months, Ukraine may have tipped the scales in April and recaptured more of its land than it lost, according to an analysis of battlefield positions. The Institute for the Study of War, a Washington-based think tank, said it had observed evidence that Russian forces suffered a net loss of 116 square kilometers, 45 square miles during the month. The Ministry of National Health Services, Regulations and Coordination, and National Database and Registration Authority, NADRA, on Thursday signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, to strengthen the digital system of the Prime Minister's Hepatitis C elimination program. The MOU signing ceremony was held at NADRA headquarters here and was attended by Federal Health Minister Syed Mustafa Kamal and NADRA Chairman Lieutenant General Mohammad Munir Afsar.
More than 500,000 students failed matriculation examinations across Pakistan during the 2025 academic session, according to a report released by the Inter-Board Committee of Chairmen, IBCC. 24 News reported on Friday Punjab recorded the highest number of failed students, with more than 358,000 candidates unable to clear the exams.
And meteorologists are warning that a rare and powerful El Niño event could bring record-breaking heat across parts of the world this year, with experts saying it may become one of the strongest such events since records began in the 1870s. El Niño is a natural climate pattern that develops when sea surface temperatures in the tropical Pacific Ocean rise above normal levels. The event typically occurs every 2 to 7 years.
Punjab Health Minister and Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Disaster Management, Khawaja Salman Rafiq, has said that protecting people from financial and human losses during the monsoon season is the top priority of the Punjab government, adding that all relevant departments are fully coordinated for flood prevention efforts across the province. He expressed these views while chairing a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Disaster Management at the Provincial Disaster Management Authority, PDMA, headquarters on Thursday. Pakistani farmers may soon be able to replace costly chemical fertilizers with a bacteria for alternatives $602 per use, and has the potential to improve crop yields while reducing input costs. The idea is based on 40 years of research by Brazilian microbiologist Mariangela Hungria, who was recently awarded the World Food Prize for her work on soil microbes that naturally enhance plant growth. Actor Melissa Barrera, best known for her roles in the Scream film series, was let go from her role in the latest film after she publicly criticised Israel in November 2023, just over a month after the country launched its devastating war on Gaza. Now, she's speaking up in an interview to Variety on her journey from the depths of Hollywood's cancellation purgatory back to the studio and eventually to Broadway. She said she had conflicting thoughts when the situation was unfolding, alternating between the idea that her career was over and a belief that the tide would turn eventually, which it did.
And Islamabad. Flight operations at the Islamabad airport may be affected due to operational reasons from May 8 to 10. The Pakistan Airports Authority, PAA, notified in a notice to airmen, NOTAM, on Friday. The NOTAM said flight arrivals and departures could be delayed because of operational reasons from 10:45 a.m. to 12:15 p.m. on May 8 and between 8 p.m. and 9:15 p.m. on May 9 and 10.
Iran's conventional navy warships might be largely destroyed, but analysts say that's never where its true sea power lay. The country's ability to credibly threaten commercial ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz actually hinges on multiple layers of cheap and unconventional warfare systems: drones, mines, and a fleet of small attack boats, which are harder to detect than traditional naval assets.
health authorities are monitoring a growing hantavirus outbreak linked to a cruise ship, with a new suspected case identified among a British national on the remote South Atlantic island of Tristan da Cunha. The UK Health Security Agency confirmed on Friday 2 British cases connected to the outbreak on board the MV Hondius and said it is assessing an additional suspected infection on Tristan da Cunha. Officials have not released further details about the new case. The United States and Iran have exchanged fire in the Strait of Hormuz, prompting fears that the already fragile ceasefire between the warring nations could collapse. The flare-up in fighting on Thursday came as Washington awaits a response from Tehran to its latest proposals for an agreement to end the war, which began with joint US-Israeli airstrikes on Iran on February 28.
The Committee to Protect Journalists, CPJ, has demanded a public progress update from United States authorities on the FBI probe into the Israeli military's killing of Palestinian-American Al Jazeera journalist Shireen Abu Akleh, 51, who was shot dead in the occupied West Bank in 2022. In an open letter to the Department of Justice, DOJ, and FBI Chief Kash Patel, the CPJ said on Thursday evening that the effectively stagnant status of this case is inconsistent with ensuring the security of US citizens anywhere in the world.
And Sindh Senior Minister and Transport Minister Sharjeel Inam Mimon announced plans to introduce more electric vehicles, EVs, and double-decker buses in Karachi as the provincial government moves to expand public transport services. And the announcement came during a meeting of the Transport and Mass Transit Department chaired by Sharjeel Mimon. Transport Secretary Asad Zamin, Sindh Mass Transit Authority SMTA, Managing Director Salimullah Odo, and other officials attended the session. And the Punjab Disaster Management Authority has warned of above normal temperatures and increased rainfall across parts of Punjab during May, June and July, raising concerns over heat waves, flash floods, urban flooding and windstorms. And, according to the PDMA's seasonal weather outlook, northern and northwestern Punjab are expected to receive above normal rainfall over the next 3 months, while eastern Punjab may see slightly below normal rainfall. And central Punjab is likely to experience near normal rainfall.
Flight operations at Islamabad International Airport may face disruptions between May 8 and May 10 due to operational reasons, according to a notice to airmen, NOTAM, issued by the Pakistan Airports Authority, PAA. The PA said arrivals and departures at the airport could be affected during specific time windows over the 3 days.
And the Punjab Home Department has launched prison welfare stores in all 9 central jails across the province, allowing inmates to purchase daily use items at affordable prices. Task Force on Prisons Chairman Rana Manan Khan and Home Secretary Dr. Ahmad Javed Kazi inaugurated the first prison welfare store at Central Jail Lahore on Thursday. And former Pakistan's spinner Saeed Ajmal has urged the Pakistan Cricket Board, PCB, to support mystery spinner Usman Tariq amid ongoing discussions surrounding his bowling action. Speaking in an exclusive interview with Pak Passion, Ajmal reflected on his own experience of being banned for an illegal bowling action and appealed to the PCB to stand behind players facing scrutiny. And a Vatican statement after Pope Leo's meeting with US Secretary of State Marco Rubio, which said the two had pledged to improve bilateral relations, was a recognition of unprecedented tensions. Insiders and analysts said Rubio's meeting on Thursday with Pope Leo, the first US Pope, garnered wide public attention as President Donald Trump has repeatedly attacked the pontiff over the US-Israeli war on Iran. And British Prime Minister Keir Starmer and his ruling Labour Party have suffered heavy early losses in local and regional elections. Counting shows so far demonstrating deep voter anger with his government and raising new doubts about his future just 2 years after a landslide general election victory. The anti-immigration Reform UK party, led by Nigel Farage and whose popularity has soared over the past 2 years, is the main beneficiary of Labour losses so far.